I'm going to ask John to join us as we shift now to the rentals side of the business, of the industry. And John, you are a product manager of one of our solutions. And Johan and Dani have spoken about the mission and the future of what you believe this industry can build. From your perspective of what you see, I know you'll invite JP as well, representing RedRabbit. What do you see the role of product in enabling rental professionals to deliver that value? And remember, the keyword at scale.
Thank you very much, Schalk. Yeah, so firstly, it's an honor and a big pleasure for us to be part of this amazing industry. But for us to help build the future and shape the industry, we need to understand what problems are we actually solving. So we did some research end of last year, and the industry has spoken. So what the industry is telling us is that one of the number one challenges they are sitting with is compliance headaches. So we all know of all the regulations. Our clients are all accountable institutions. So from that perspective, there's an incredible amount of work and responsibility. And you hope and pray that all your files are in order. And if someone walks into your office that has to check you, that you're not going to get a fine. So we can see that is still a headache in the industry. Then ultimately, Schalk, billing and payment workflows, which relates to operational inefficiencies. They are stuck in the workflows of operational inefficiencies, are holding our clients and the industry back from actually communicating value. So we are seeing the industry struggling with that. The other big thing that stuck out in the survey in the industry says they can't communicate value. They are losing mandates to investors opting to manage themselves. So these things all sort of play hand in hand. But it's not all bad. There's some great, exciting stuff. And some of the exciting stuff that we've seen, the average stats that have moved in the last 5 years, we are starting to see a nice shift. The average portfolio size has gone from about 150 to about 221 units. Now, if you are managing only 20 units, please don't be too hard on yourself. It is a growing progress. But today in South Africa, that is the average. And also, the average business in rentals has moved from 3 income streams to 5 income streams. So we're seeing the value starting to close
That is a pause,
slightly.
John. That's a pause.
That is amazing.
Our promise is to help them improve profitability. So it's great to see that. And it's not like they're taking more. They actually get rewarded for what they're already doing. So well done. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and then another exciting component, we've always said that building rentals is building asset value in your business. So today we can see that the average portfolio has moved from around 1 million rand per portfolio to about 2 million rand in asset value in your business. If this is not indicative of getting you excited about being in rentals, I'm not sure what is going to. But ultimately, Schalk, if we just look at the challenges again, one of the big things that we see is that industry is still managing mandates and not managing investor assets. So it's something that we took to heart, and we think that a shift is needed, Schalk. So one thing I just wanted to quickly show from a visual perspective is just to put the industry research into a visual to show ultimately where the industry is. So the industry is stuck in the middle, and we want really the industry to be more valuable and valued, like Johan mentioned. And for us to get that right, we need them to lift their heads out of the operational rut and look at what is the most important, which is communicating value to your investors. So let's look at what of the problems we actually solved last year and are busy solving to get our clients to actually get to the top of the value gap, which is this value driving pyramid really clearly explains to us. As we can see at the bottom, we as WeconnectU have identified the challenges, and we promise to solve those challenges for you as the industry tech partner to get you to the value gap, to report as an asset manager that you truly are. So that's our mission. And I want to just quickly highlight a few things that we actually solved last year. So starting with the first one is daily billing. So that's the ability to manage a daily billed lease. So from a lot of our coastal industry partners, with international sales portfolios, for example, have to take some of their properties and put them on a daily lease. So it's quite difficult to sometimes manage those. So we've tried to make it really slick, just solving that problem that really ultimately gives you the ability to look at your business holistically, sales and rentals working together, but also international receipts for those forex foreign guests are also now available and quite easily to manage. So that is something that we're quite excited about. Then 17% of tenants in this country, unfortunately, are still in arrears. So collecting rent on time effectively is still one of the biggest challenges. So our overall dashboard for debit orders is really world class and it really makes the collection process a slick one. Then, Scott, I think one of the most exciting things that we did last year, and this is something that we really spent an incredible amount of time and effort on, is to see how we can take payments, which is a mundane daily operational task, and turn it into a value communicator. So we have taken the payments process, and it's not that the payments process that we had was bad, but with new technology and just rethinking how we can actually really help our clients. We've got to a place where now, with one click of a button, you can pay yourself, you can pay all third parties, you can pay all municipal investors, everyone gets their funds. But the magic is that the data is now in such a structured manner that it gives us the ability to create world-class investor reporting. So that leads me to the last component that we focused on last year, say, how can we take that data from the beautiful payments process and shape it in a way for your investors to concisely, very easily, clearly understand, but give enough depth that there's transparency into what you are actually doing with their assets. So, as you can see right at the bottom, there's also an exciting new functionality that we've added, and this is to communicate yield and capital growth on the fly. So we've used a little bit of AI, a little bit of tech to extrapolate some of that information so that you don't necessarily have to have 12 months of data before you can actually start using this. So at Engage in Person, which we'll speak about later, we'll really spend a lot of time to give clients the layers of detail needed to be able to communicate this value effectively.
This is brilliant, John. I know that there's a lot of layers from what you just shared, and what I think many clients are already using it, but there's still people that still need to adopt and obviously to make use of these new enhancements. But really exciting to see that. You can lead us now into also what you are solving this year. So go for it, John.
Yeah, Scott. So, like we said, the industry is still telling us that operational inefficiencies is still a huge problem. So, I think we're going to continue really trying to drive home, make it super efficient, that your daily mundane tasks must become really easy to do. But just a quick one before I show that this is all possible and won't be possible without our safe, secure, and trusted live
Yeah.
bank integration with both our APSA and our FNB partners. Just a quick one for our FNB clients that now live, we will be releasing it on Monday, is the proof of payment API. So you will be able to pull FNB proof of payments directly from your banking dashboard. So just a quick sneak peek of what you can expect in your system
I'll give you a clap there.
notifications on
Thank you.
Monday. Really creating efficiency. Also, just that transparency that if someone really quickly needs a proof of payment, you don't have to contact support or try and get to the bank. You can just click on your banking dashboard and email it directly to them from there. So that's something cool. Just a quick sneak peek. Scott, as I mentioned, operational clarity, the industry has spoken. We need to get the clients, the industry to actually look up and communicate value. So we're going to be focusing primarily on operational clarity and communicating value. The first one will be allocations efficiency. So think a tenant has paid 20,000 Rand and currently he's actually only billed 19,990. That 10 Rand extra, firstly, is a little bit of a pain for some people. Well, in our world, it's not a pain. Then ultimately, that 19,990 Rand should be allocated very easily to the various invoices that is due. Again, we are going to be solving the efficiency that is can all be done at a click of a button. No need to go and manually allocate. So that's something we're seriously excited about. And then the following component, which is billing workflows. So that is those pesky variable municipal accounts that you constantly get on your desk, maybe the day before, and you have to go and capture loads and loads of them. And you are unsure which ones you've done. You have to look at your spreadsheets. well, those spreadsheets are going to be gone, Scott. We are taking a bit of AI, we are taking a bit of efficiency, we are putting it together and really going to ramp up billing workflows. Then banking, typically you sometimes even receive funds and you forget to go and allocate it. You forget to go and say, okay, I need to receipt these funds. So we're going to be looking at how we can make that seriously efficient. But all of this is to actually get to the communication of value. So we might be touching on some tenant vetting stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but ultimately the most exciting for us is if we can get this operational clarity to our clients and to the industry, the communication of value will be seriously easy. And that is where the magic lies, Carl. We should not be managing mandates. We should be managing assets for our investors. So ultimately, we will be iterating further on the landlord reporting and getting those investor summaries as well as additional investor reporting at a level where it truly communicates your value. Because ultimately, again, our mission, as Johan and Donnie alluded to, is to curate more valued and valuable property managers. And how better to do that than communicate the value that you're already actually sitting on. Scott, but those are all just little pillars and little blocks, but ultimately it all comes together into the ultimate end-to-end rental ecosystem where we believe the industry needs this ecosystem to ultimately communicate value. Yeah, that's a wrap, Scott.
John, thank you. I obviously many years myself being in the rental business. That day is going to come where you are addressed as an asset manager, where your fees will not be disputed. It won't even be a conversation. It will be, this is my worth, and it will be one dispute. So I'm looking forward to the day, John. We will not give up until we get there.
Thanks, Cog, for the intro. And yeah, thank you, John, for unpacking some real key industry stats and ultimately where our rental solution is going. It really got me quite excited and also it got me very excited to unpack RedRabbit. And most importantly, our collective, as John alluded to as well, Schalk, the RedRabbit and the rental asset management integration was really built as one. And we do feel today that seamless integration, real-time control, that this integration offers you and offers our clients today is really the heart behind WeconnectU because we want to offer our clients something more than just a normal API integration. We want to offer them an ultimate rental ecosystem. And that's ultimately the heart behind our WeconnectU and RedRabbit integration. But I want to dive a little bit deeper into RedRabbit. If my voice allows me today, and I don't want to get our plan B into the room, so let's hope I can carry us throughout it. I really want to set the stage, Skulk, and deliver where RedRabbit was ultimately created. So RedRabbit was built from first-hand experience into the chair of the property manager. Just said it now as well to John, is that perspective shaped our unwavering focus from solving real operational problems of the rental agency or the property manager today that underpins the 11-year track record of value innovation into RedRabbit. As you can see on the screen today, RedRabbit is the most advanced integrated inspection maintenance solution, and saving you time, putting real value in the palm of your hands is much more than a slogan in RedRabbit today. That's ultimately the heart behind RedRabbit. We want to save you time, and ultimately, we want to put value into your hands today. Over the years, Kolk, that insight guided us and guided RedRabbit to deliver exceptional value. We know by being in the chain property managers that ultimately inspections triggers maintenance, and that's why RedRabbit is an integrated inspection and maintenance solution. In 2025, we really accelerated that evolution and what we essentially created in 2014. So as you can see right on the screen there's a few items that we really aggressively built in 2025, but I really want to dive a little bit deeper in those building blocks and just speak to the heart that we wanted to solve, because ultimately we wanted to solve the problem and put value into the hands of the RedRabbit clientele. Towards the end of 2024, start of 2024, we created the new RedRabbit app. And I think it's very old cliche that RedRabbit app today is much more than just inspections, because we knew that we needed to put efficiency in the palm of our clients' hands. And that ultimately created the RedRabbit app today, which is much more than inspections. It's now inclusive of maintenance as well. That ultimately got us
JP, just before we go on, launching something new does bring a lot of challenges, and we know that. There's 15 million makes and models of phones, and well done I think we're 90%, 95% there, where all makes and models can take what technology has brought in terms of a new app. So well done with that. Yes, next one.
Yeah, no, I think just on that as well, Schalk, I think just kudos to our development team sitting in Babel. They really went above and beyond to cater to the millions of devices out there in the market. Just you think you've got them all, then you go and take a lot and something else has been launched. So kudos to them for nailing them on that. Yeah, speaking to problems and solving problems, Schalk, we in 2025, we really tried to tackle one of the biggest industry challenges, and that's the busy agent on the go. You alluded to a 4-day work week, and that's ultimately our behind the schedule drive. But we know that that agent today is not doing a 4-day work week; he's doing a 6-day week. He's really busy. He's on the go. He's trying to chase mandates. Between chasing mandates, he's answering multiple phone calls, multiple emails. He's really busy on the go. And we knew that maintenance is exceptionally important to a property manager. And we created ticketing on the go and tickets from inspections because we knew effective rent collection ensures that maintenance, inspections, everything, all the boxes is ticked from a compliance perspective, and that ultimately drove hard by ticketing on the go and tickets from inspections, which ultimately gives the property manager the ability to log maintenance tickets from the convenience of his RedRabbit app, and also while he's completing inspection in parallel, he has the ability to do tickets from inspections, just creating another layer of efficiency, which will ultimately drives and solving our problem that we needed to address. From there, we created Insights. And Insight today is essentially something that I'm quite proud of because when we solved the busy agent on the go problem, we sat back in our chest and we said, okay, now operational barriers fell away essentially from managing tickets from inspections, created tickets on the go. But how do we manage the rental agency business from a property management perspective by the lens of being a rental asset manager? And that is ultimately what created Enterprise Insights. That was the answer to that problem, and also it turned day-to-day activity into meaningful asset intelligence guided by a rental asset management mindset. So the clients of RedRabbit today, we've seen this, the feedback we've received for them is overwhelming today, and I really want to explore the RedRabbit clients today to dive into insights, give us some feedback, and really dive into the specifics. I think what we created there is something real tangible and real value into that. But now the next one, I'm kind of jittery to launch call because this is our most ambitious problem-solving feature set yet in RedRabbit. As we all know today, the single biggest problem facing a property manager today in a rental agency is the fragmented communication between a rental agency, a property manager, and ultimately their service provider. As we know today,
and investor and tenant.
Investor and tenant. But as we know today, the sway word in rental agencies today is just, JP, how do I communicate with my flippant service provider? And I want to make sure that communication is structured. I want to get accountability. I want traceability. And also, I want to make sure that the costing, time, and trust is ultimately there when I communicate with my service provider. And that problem-solving heart that we have in WeConnectU ultimately drive us to the next feature set, which is RedRabbit Connect. I'm quite excited to speak a little bit about RedRabbit Connect. And RedRabbit Connect, Schalk, is more than just a messaging tool. RedRabbit is purpose-built maintenance communication designed to bring clarity, accountability, and flow to part of the process which ultimately ended up in instant messaging apps in the past. The backbone behind RedRabbit Connect is quite simple. We want to create a communication layer that replaces scattered communication on various emails. Today, unfortunately, some of these tasks end up in unstructured communication on instant messaging tools, especially the green instant messaging tools on everybody's phones. And we created these maintenance tickets in RedRabbit into live execution by ensuring the clients can share it via WhatsApp, a live task card into the hands of the service provider, and from there, every instruction, update, photo, and response will be captured into the RedRabbit solution, making sure that you, the valuable property manager, really feels that, listen, we are valued today and we can actually get accountability and bang for buck. This is really something that represented our biggest problem-solving milestone yet, but I'm exceptionally proud of what we managed to get here, and I think we will be putting real value in the palm of our hands.
Well done with that, JP. I want to give you a hand. I know this will be released or introduced at our Engaging Person events. I think if I just look at the four pain points that you've addressed last year. It will all help them to save more time, to be more efficient, and to have more time to work on their business and not, as we always say, in their business. So well done with that.